How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet and welcome back to another video. Today, guys, we're doing another countdown of some really cool, just genuinely cool concepts for Pokemon Alola forms for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, please do remember, as I mentioned in all these videos, these are only speculation and for fun, and I know a lot of people have been saying like, oh, this will never happen, oh, you know, you're over speculating or whatever, but remember, guys, these are only for entertainment, and I understand that some of these Pokemon, you know, are from different generations, and all Alola forms so far have been only from Gen 1, but who knows what they'll be adding in the future. We never know. This is Pokemon we're talking about, and we're only doing these videos for fun, just to speculate and just have something to talk about, so please beware. And also, I do have a really weird voice right now, so I'm sorry about that, but I hope you guys are still going to enjoy the video, and we'll be starting with number 5 on this list right now. Number 5. Now, coming in at the 5th place is going to be a Alola form for Leadian. Now, I personally would love this, as Leadian is one of the coolest Pokemon ever, man. I always thought Leadian was just a generally just really cool Pokemon. And right here we have a design by Shadow Lifeman, who created an Alola form Leadian, which is an electric bug type. Now, this thing looks really cool, and I don't really know like exactly what to say about this other than that it's such a cool concept basing it on a firefly, because we know the normal Leadian is based on a ladybug, so it's really cool seeing something like this where we change the actual bug typing of it over to rather more of a different actual creature being a firefly instead, which is really cool, as I can't really write on like the spot right now think of a actual firefly Pokemon we do have, so please bear with me if there is one out there. I can't remember out of the 700 plus we have. I am so sorry, but I can't think of one right at this moment. Though on the other hand though, Leadian here looks really cute. We have color changes, of course, removing the really strong red of it over to a more black and, you know, black and yellow style, black and yellow, you know, that sort of stuff, and also hints of a little bit of orange and of course, you know, a bit of white in there, and of course its eyes are blue and beautiful, and right here it looks pretty cute just in this design. It looks pretty adorable, and I've got to say, just huge shout out to Shadow Lifeman, man. This really is just badass, and I love it. But that's going to be number 5. Let's go to the next one on the list, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4. Now, coming in at the 4th place is going to be Crabby Alolan form. Oh yes, I've been wanting this for a long time. See, Crabby is one of those Pokemon that is so forgotten, so forgotten that you never really think about it, but I love this thing, and I don't understand why nothing's been happening to it, like nothing. There's been no Alola forms, there's been no Mega Evolutions, there's been no talk about Crabby. Like, what is happening with my homeboy? Where's Crabby? Where's Kingler? What's happening to my homeboys? Like, what's gonna happen with them? But if they got an Alola form, something like this, where we take the little homeboy Crabby and make him in just a huge crab, it would be so cool, man, because it would fit into the waters around Alola, just, you know, changing its, considering the temperature there would probably be different from its normal temperature. You know, it would grow bigger and it would be more fierce and just giant, especially eating all the other critters and whatnot, not critters, but, you know, other little fish and whatnot in the water. It would make sense. So I do feel like this would be definitely a cool, this overall badass Alola form to get, just a larger version, and specifically something like here, like this designed by Joshua Dunlop, who made a really just generally cool one that looks a lot bigger. There's no, you know, major changes to it. There is ground typing and of course, you know, the normal water typing, whatever, but there is also just the really badass size difference where it just gets larger, bigger, and gets those blue stripes, and it just overall looks so badass, man. And the middle picture is the most adorable one. I just love that face it makes. It's so cute. But that's gonna be that one, lads. Let's go to the next one on the list. Number 3. Now, coming up next is going to be Bisharp, and the reason I want to include this one is not because of the Pokemon, like, itself, but mostly because this amazing design here, because I really wanted to feature it, because I don't know what it is, but I get an almost peacock feeling from this, and I don't even question me on that one. But either way though, we have ourselves here an Alola form Bisharp made by Locomotive 111, and of course this man is a legend. And do guys remember, you can always check out these designers in the links down in the description below. They're all down there. Please do give them just a check out and just check the stuff they have made, because it's all amazing. But the reason I want to feature this Pokemon specifically is for this design, because it looks so freaking cool, man. Now, what I think is really cool, just when I look at this, it gives me that Hawaiian feeling and like those traditional dances they do, where they have those traditional like things they wear and whatnot, made out of like, you know, bamboo, or not bamboo really, but like, you know, out of coconut trees and whatnot. Like those outfits, they just seem so like reminiscent of what I see in front of me right here. I just get that feeling, and I love that. I love that feeling of like, oh, this could really be well fitted into the Alola region. Of course, like I've already said at the start of this video, this is non-guaranteed, this is not going to happen probably, but it's just all for fun and speculation, and that's why I want to feature this design, as I find it so cool. Now, as for, you know, changes to typing and whatnot, not much, you know, nothing crazy there. Overall, the design though is just badass, and I would want to see it, and that's why I wanted to feature it here, because I want to give it just some bit of attention, because it definitely is the coolest thing ever, man. I think it looks so badass, and specifically for Bisharp being one of the most badass Pokemon ever, this is perfect. So let's go to the next one on the list. Number 2. And coming at the second place is going to be a Pokemon that I've featured before, and a design I've featured before, but I want to feature it again, because I featured it several months ago when I was doing other videos similar to this one, but I want to feature it again, guys, and it's going to be the Alolan Lapras made by CD Hurnley. I really want to show this thing again, as it truly is just such a cool design, man. Honestly, I love Lapras. It is one of the coolest water types ever, and definitely one of my personal favorite water types. And specifically seeing it right here just straight out change to a fire type. Wow. Or I mean, imagine this design here by CD Hurnley, but imagine instead of that thing on the back, it more had a volcano, and it had a mixture of water and fire typing to it, which I've seen other designs of, and honestly, that would be so freaking cool, man. I would love to see that, because honestly, who wouldn't want to see that? An Alolan Lapras would be so cool. Lapras is one of the Pokemon that a lot of people do love, and I would love to see that. Of course, it's not guaranteed. We probably will never get any changes to it, but who knows? Maybe Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon could bring something to the table for Lapras, just maybe a bit of a change. It doesn't have to be like a full-on typing change or anything like that, but maybe just a bit of a design change would be nice, or just a bit of some addition to it. You know, a pre-evolution, a design change, a mega evolution maybe even would be cool. But again, mega evolutions aren't going to be happening as much anymore. I don't think we'll be getting any mega more evolutions, but then again, we never know, lads. We'll see what happens though. But as for this design here, CD Hurnley, my man, you really outdid yourself, and I truly love this. It is genuinely badass, and I want to feature it again, as Lapras is one of those Pokemon that I want to see have something like this. I want to see it happen. It must happen one day, sooner or later. Not maybe in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but in the future we might see this. Maybe not as an Alola form, but maybe a Mega Evolution, you know, without any typing changes, but just like, you know, a change in the look of it, and just its badassery would be even better, man. Because this thing is generally a beautiful Pokemon, but imagine it more as a badass Pokemon. It blows my mind when I think about that. But that's why it's on this list, lads. Now let's go to the next one on the list. Number 1. Now, finally on this is going to be a Pokemon that a lot of people wanted me to feature, as I featured a different Alola form version of it in previous videos, and it's Arcanine. Now, Arcanine and this design right here is something a lot of people have wanted for such a long time, man. People have been asking for Alolan, like, Arcanine ever since the whole, Alolan forms were announced at first, and honestly, something like this would be splendid. A Water Arcanine with as a new Alola form, wow, that would be so cool. And with this design here by Pokemon Concepts on DeviantArt, I definitely wouldn't say no to it. I would honestly accept it full-heartedly, because it looks genuinely cool, man. Like, look at this thing. Now, I have previously featured a Grass-type Arcanine, which also I thought looked badass. I think this one is definitely taking the cake for the more cool one, honestly, because it just looks so freaking badass, man. And it also works. I mean, you imagine Arcanine as this firing, fire powerhouse, but then again, it could be a water powerhouse with something like this. It could genuinely work. Somehow in my mind, I can see this as an actual thing, and honestly, the water typing would actually be cool. Just a pure water type would be so cool. And of course, having, Growlithe as a water type as well would make sense. Having it as a fire type to a water type would make any sense, but of course, that would just be perfect. Overall, this is going to be the end of this video, lads. I hope you did enjoy. Of course, do remember these videos are only for the sake of fun, and I'm not saying any of this will happen at all. This is all just for the sake of fun, so please do understand. A lot of people don't really seem to get that part of these videos. These are only for fun, and if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to drop a like down below, and also do feel free to subscribe for future videos, and also do comment any Pokemon you think should get Alola forms. Either way, my name is Waffle Rowlett. I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.